another thing that someday I'm going to write a book about, or at least do a podcast episode on, is this idea that people work so hard to get a first opportunity, and then they really underutilize the chances of capitalizing on that, both for themselves and the people they're working with. So, you know, Michael, you're the perfect example of the advantage of professionalism and a wonderful performance in terms of interviews and podcasts. Because how many times have you been on a podcast? I don't know, six, seven, eight, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because I know I can count on you uh, to bring a great experience for me and the listeners. And so don't go to all the trouble. This will involve pitching, it will involve pulling together a speaker toolkit, it will involve doing the research to find who you want to pitch. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit in part two. But then so often I see people get these opportunities, but then they don't behave in a way that encourages that opportunity to come up again with the same organizer or the same interviewer. Not necessarily that they're misbehaving, but if there's just not the follow-up, if there's not the relationship building, then you lose that. And the things that we've talked about so far, author readings, certainly, I've gotten invited back by the same organizer to author readings because he knows that I show up prepared and I'm on time to the event, and that I show up for the first reader and I stay till last, all those kind of best practices that we talk in the book about with author readings. Panels, I don't know if it's so much of a return engagement kind of thing, but definitely any kind of interview. If you ace an interview with someone about your first book, then you're more likely to be able to get in touch with them when your second book is out there and say, hey, I have another book and I'd love to come back and talk with you about it. So we have lots and lots of tips in the book for ways that people can pave the way to that kind of ongoing relationship that really helps both you and the person you're working with.